Hi everybody, welcome back to Bree's Books and Budgets. I am Bree and I am here to talk about my December TBR. Today is December 7th, so I am recording this a little late. I had two books that I've already completed that were on my TBR. The first book that I had on my TBR is Lisa Jewell, Don't Let Him In. For my thoughts on this book, please go ahead and check out the vlog that I'm going to be working on for this. You should have it up in the next couple of days. The next book I completed was The Reckoning, which is Zodiac Academy 3 by Carolyn Peckham and Susan Valenti. This book was over 600 pages, which does help with my book bands challenge that I am doing. The book that I am currently reading is The Firekeeper's Daughter. I'm reading this on Kindle Unlimited. I've also borrowed the audio from the library, which is due in a couple of days, so I do need to get started on reading this a little bit more. I'm about 20% into this book. Another book that I have borrowed from the library is Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. This will help with a reading challenge that I am participating in with a couple of online friends. And this will be my first B.K. Borison book, so I'm very interested to see how I like their writing. The next book is Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. This is another new to me author. I do have the audio via the library, so I do need to go ahead and start listening to this relatively shortly. The next book I have is part of my 25 in 2025 bingo challenge, and that is Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. I've actually borrowed it on Kindle Unlimited because through Kindle Unlimited I was actually also able to borrow the audio of this book, so I will be listening to it and reading it physically to do that immersive read. The next book on my list is The Christmas Tree Farm by Lori Gilmore. This is the Dream Harbor series number 3, and so it looks like it's going to be a nice quick little read. There is a dog on the cover, which will help with my animal prompt on my book bands challenge. The final book that I have on my 25 in 2025 bingo is The After Hours by Aspen Anderson. This is a debut author. This is her debut novel, so I'm very interested in seeing how she writes and if I would be interested in picking up any more books by her. The next book I have is Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. This is the fourth and final book of the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I do wish to go ahead and complete this so I can complete the series, so I have one less series that I'm carrying with me into 2026. And speaking of continuing series, the next 3 books are actually going to be continuing a series, whether it's going to get me caught up to where they are or it's going to get me closer to completing the series. And the first one is Fate and Furies by Helen Schur. This is the Legends of Desmar book number 3. So I need to finish this one and then I'll have one more and I'll have completed this series so I can start the next series that is interconnected with this one. The next book I have is A Crown This Cold and Heavy by Stasia Stark. This is book 3 of the Kingdom of Lies series, and so I have one more to go and then I'll be completed with this series, and I believe she has a new series that she just started, so I'm very interested in reading more by this author. The next book that I have to get me caught up on a series is Ghost Business by Jen DeLuca. This is book 2 of the Boneyard Key series. It's a series of books set in a small town in Florida that happens to have ghosts, and whether you believe in ghosts or not, this is a story about the people who live in the town and how they interact with the ghosts and things like that. The final book that I will be reading is Kelly Hart's Brimstone, and this is the second book in the Quicksilver series. I'm not quite sure what the actual name of the series itself is, but Quicksilver was the first one, and so Kelly Hart's Brimstone is going to be the second one in that particular series. Well, that's the end of my TBR list. I know, it's big, it's a pile of possibilities, it's a pile of delusion. We'll see. I hope that you have a great holiday season. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know if any of these books have made it to your list or if you're thinking about reading them in 2026 sometime. YouTube will go ahead and suggest a video that you like here. I hope you all have a great holiday season and be on the lookout for my reading vlogs. Bye!